All right, good afternoon. Welcome to my number theory lectures. This is all about number theory. These type of questions are quite relevant to those who are interested in programming, where they're doing hashing, encryption, and all those decoding of codes. So in this question, you've been told that n is a 3-digit number, 100, 100 something, 200, all that, with ABC. And this is the place value, hundreds, tens, and units, where A, B, and C are integers between 0 and 9. However, for n to be a 3-digit number, A cannot be 0. So A can be 1 to 9, but not 0. Anything else can be 0, since we can have 100 as an example of a 3-digit number. Now, n is divisible by 9 by algorithm. The division algorithm simply tells us that, say for example, if you divide A with B, you can get an answer, say Q, this is A, plus a remainder, somewhere. In fact, this is not a very good way of writing it. The division algorithm says A is equal to BQ plus R. Yeah, where B is the divisor, and Q is your quotient, and R is the remainder. And if it is exactly divisible, it simply means R is 0. So it means R is 0, which further implies that A will be written as B and Q. BQ, that's all, because the remainder is 0. So for point number 1, if n is divisible by 9, first of all, what we can do is to reduce n, which is 100A plus 10B plus C. We put it in mod 9. If we put that in mod 9, we are going to get n being equal to A plus B plus C. And if this is divisible by 9, then it must be 9k. And when k is an element of the integers, that's what this means. So if we can generate according to what we already know, A can be A plus B plus C. N can be, this can be 9, it can be 18, it can be 27. It can't be more than 27 because A, B, and C are numbers between 0 and 9. So the greatest they can become is 27. And the minimum they can become is 9, since it's divisible by 9. Second point says the sum of the n digits of n is even. So I had already said A plus B plus C is equal to 9 or 18, maybe I should write, or 18 or 27. But by the second point, n has to be even. Therefore, because of that, A plus B plus C is equal to 18, because n is even. Yeah. And the last point is n is congruent to 3. So third point, n is congruent to 3 in mod 11. So first of all, if we check n, which is 100A plus 10B plus C, if we put this in mod 11, this means n will be equal to A, because 100 divided by 11, the remainder is 1. But 10 divided by 11, the remainder is minus 1, plus C in mod 11. That's what this will be. And if n is congruent to 3, that means A minus B plus C is 3, or A minus B plus C is minus 8, or A minus B plus C is 14. I'm choosing to end at 14. Why? Because we are restricted. Okay, maybe I should write it down. Since A and B, in fact, you should read like this. Because since A cannot be 0, but can be or equal to 9, anything else. Yeah? And 0, A, B, and C up to 9. So if that's the case, that means A can be 9, 1 to 9. So if we are subtracting b, can we get to minus 3 minus, what is 3 minus 11? 3 minus 11 is minus 8. Can we get minus 8 as a possible answer? Yes, it's possible, because if I put a as 1 and b is 9, 1 minus 9 is minus 8, while c is 0. That works as well. Minus 8 can happen here. Can we get more than that? Can we get minus 19? We can't get minus 19 here, because a has to be a number that is from 1. So we are already taking away, even if we take b to be 9, a can assume a greater value of 9 as well. Even b can be restricted to, if we restrict b to 0, then this can't be positive at all. This can't be negative at all. So minus 8 is the last number minimum number we can think of. And 3, that's fine, because we've already been given 3 as the remainder then. Can we go to 14? Yes, we can get to 14. If n is 9 and b, we restrict b to 0, we can have a plus b. Can we still get, if a is 9, b is 0, and we say c is 9, we get 18. But 18 is not concurrent to 3 in mod 11. But we can actually get 14 here, because 9 plus 5 gives us 14 as well. So those are the numbers that we can. Can we get 11 plus 14, 25? We can't still get 25 as long as we're remember, the maximum is 27. So if we're subtracting minus b in these digits, you can't get 27 as well. So we have these equations as they are. So we've got to add them. I actually are going to look at the first equation, which is a plus b plus c equal to 18. You add it to a minus b plus c equal to minus 8. You do the same for a plus b plus c equal to 18. You add it to a minus b plus c, and you equate it to 3. You do the same again for a plus b plus c equal to 18. You add it to a minus b plus c equal to 14. So when we do that, when we subtract these equations, because we are going to, if we subtract these equations, we eliminate, these are 1 and subtract 1 minus 2. If you subtract these two equations, you eliminate both a and c. If you're subtracting them, a is gone, b is gone, c is gone. So you're going to have 2b here. This becomes positive, so that's going to be 18 plus 9 plus 8, which is 26. So b becomes 13. B can't be 13 because the values of a, b, and c are between 0 and 9. So this is not part of the equations we wanted. So the minus 8 is not part of the equations we wanted. If we do the same here, we are going to get 2b. We're subtracting here 18 minus 3, because this is positive. That's what? 15. We divide b, we get 7.5. That tells us this can't be part of the equations that we wanted, because b has to be an integer there. If we do that for the third equation, we are going to get b, 2b, 18 minus 14 is 4, and b is equal to 2. This satisfies what we want. So the equation of the value of b is 2. So the equation that we want is this one. Now, what are the possible combinations of n? If b is 2, what do we expect to get in the equation that says a plus b plus c is equal to 18? What is it that we expect to get from there? If b is 2, we can actually have a to become what? B is 2. We can actually have a to become, if b is 2, we can have plus 2 here. Then we can have plus 8 here. We can have plus 8 here. 8 plus 2 is 18. Yeah. What else can we have? We can have 9 here. plus 2 plus 7. This is still going to give you 18. Yep. We can have 7 here plus 9. This is still going to give us 18 because 9, that's 2. Which one else is left? Can we have a value of 18? 18 minus 2 is 14. How can we get 14 from the values that we have? To get 14, to get 16 rather, how can we get 16? 9 plus 7 is 16. We can also have 8 plus 8 is 16. We can also have can we have 6 and 8? No. So in these ones we have the possible values of n is 828, 927, and 729. I'm thinking, is there another one that we can have here? Quickly think about it, because A can be 9. A can be 9, that's fine. B can be 9. B will always be 2. So A can always be 9.